Welcome back. And wow, what a week it's been for women's sports. I mean, it's been absolutely packed. We've got major policy shifts, incredible upsets on the field, and then these dominant performances that they remind you why the best are the best. So, what happens when all of that collides in just one week? Well, let's get into it. And really, that question right there, that's kind of the whole story this week. Week 13 of 2026, it wasn't just, another set of games. No way. It felt more like a snapshot of this entire ecosystem just buzzing with energy. We're talking about dramatic changes, unbelievable growth. It's all setting the stage for what's coming next. All right, so where do we even begin? We have to start with the biggest story, and this one was actually happening off the field. It's a huge decision from the International Olympic Committee, and believe me, it sent ripples across the entire world of sports. Okay, so what is this new policy exactly? Well, the IOC announced that from now on, participation in women's Olympic events is going to be restricted to biological females. And this is a big part of it. That also means they're reintroducing sex testing. Now, that's a practice that had been stopped for a while. So yeah, this is a monumental shift. It completely reverses the direction policy has been heading in for years. And the reaction? Oh, it was immediate. And it was polarizing, to say the least. It's like the conversation split right down the middle. On one side, you've got supporters saying, hey, this is essential for fairness, for competitive balance. But on the other side, critics are raising some really serious concerns about inclusivity, about excluding transgender athletes. And it's not just a few people talking. It's athletes, federations, fans. Pretty much everyone has an opinion on this one. And let's be super clear here. This is not just a headline for today. This decision has some major long-term implications. We're talking about something that's going to fundamentally reshape the rules for the LA 2028 Olympics, and it's likely going to influence how women's sports are governed all over the world for years. This is a big one. All right, let's shift gears from policy debates to some pure, unadulterated on-field drama, because this week was just packed with those moments. You know the ones where the underdog doesn't just show up to play, they completely take over. 2-0. That was the final score of what I think was the biggest shocker in the NWSL this week. The real question is, who was on the losing end of that score? Get this, a brand new expansion team, the Denver Summit, took down the reigning champs, NJ/NY Gotham FC. I mean, come on. This is the perfect example of just how competitive this league is getting. For a new team to just walk in and beat the best of the best, that sends a massive statement across the entire NWSL. It basically says, yep, any team can win on any given day. Love to see it. Okay, let's hop across the pond. Different sport, but trust me, same level of drama. We're looking at another nail-biter of a scoreline, this time from the UEFA Women's Champions Week quarterfinals. So if you just looked at the stats, you'd think Manchester United had this in the bag. They dominated possession, looked stronger on paper, but it was FC Bayern Munich's absolutely clinical finishing that sealed the deal. Pernilla Harder was just on fire, bagging 2 goals. And then Momoko Tanikawa comes in and scores the winner late in the game. It's that classic story, right? Efficiency just totally beat out dominance. But it wasn't all about the upsets. On the flip side, this week also had some of the world's best athletes just reminding everyone exactly why they're at the top. We saw some truly, truly dominant displays of pure skill. I mean, just look at this roster of power players. In tennis, Elena Rybakina is on an absolute tear, climbing all the way to world number 2. And how about Coco Gauff, smashing her way into her very first Miami Open semifinal? So cool! Then you've got the UCLA Bruins in gymnastics, just proving they are a dynasty in the making, locking up another Big Ten championship. And over on the ice, speed skater Femke Koch led a full-on Dutch sweep at the World Championships. It's just total dominance across the board. Okay, let's zoom out for a second, because all of this incredible action, it's all happening against this backdrop of just unbelievable growth. The business of women's sports is absolutely booming, and this week just gave us even more proof. And the numbers don't lie, right? They paint this super clear picture of explosive growth. You have the NWSL kicking off its 14th season with record attendance. You have NCAA Women's March Madness just shattering viewership records. And the PWHL, the Professional Women's Hockey League, in its very first season is already seeing its visibility just expand in a huge way. The momentum is it's undeniable. And, the signs are just everywhere you look. In the PWHL, the Seattle Torrent got this landmark win that really felt like a milestone for the entire league. On a global scale, you've got events like the Women in Sports Awards in the Philippines, finally giving these incredible athletes the recognition they deserve. And if you peek at college tennis, man, the pipeline of future stars is just brimming with talent ready for that main stage. So, okay, we've got the policy debates, the huge upsets, the sheer dominance, and all this growth. When you put all those pieces of the puzzle together, what does it all mean? What is Week 13 really telling us about the state of women's sports right now? Well, when you really look at the week as a whole, four big themes just pop right out. First, we're seeing these big power shifts, right? Underdogs successfully challenging the champions. But at the exact same time, you've got the elite who are still just dominating at the highest level. And all of this is happening inside this massive growth era for viewership, attendance, you name it. And then, kind of holding it all together is this huge global debate about foundational questions that are going to shape the future of these sports we all love. Which really leaves us with this final thought. You've got a changing rulebook, rising stars, and leagues that are more competitive than ever. It's a thrilling, unpredictable, and honestly, a pivotal time. The only real question is, what comes next? That's all for this week's Explainer.